From the Electoral Commission of the Republic of Mauritius, the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, deployed a mission to observe the National Assembly elections held on the 10th of December 2014. The preliminary statement is premised on analysis of existing legal frameworks governing elections in Mauritius and other international, continental and regional standards for the conduct of democratic elections. The statement contains findings and preliminary conclusions made by the COMESA Observer Mission based on observations, interactions with electoral stakeholders, including the Electoral Commission, the Commissioner of Police, eminent persons, the electorate, and international observers present in Mauritius, namely the African Union, Southern African Development Community SADC Parliamentary Forum, and La Francophone, among others. This statement limits itself to the immediate pre-electoral polling and the immediate post-polling period. COMESA will continue observing the post-electoral period, and a more comprehensive report will be shared with the government of Mauritius after a period of 90 days. On the 10th of December 2014, COMESA deployed observers to the polling centers in and around Port Louis, Bacos, Floride, Quatre Bonnet, and on the 11th of December to the counting center covering Central and West Port Louis. Before deployment, observers received an elaborate pre-election training and were equipped with questionnaires as an aid in systematic observation. Preliminary findings. Based on our preliminary observations and analysis, we wish to present the following preliminary findings. Political and legal framework. The mission established that Mauritius has established a robust legal and institutional framework to guide and ensure the sanctity of the electoral process, which is in tandem with international and regional frameworks for holding free and fair elections. The mission also noted with satisfaction that the Electoral Supervisory Commission produced a code of conduct for the National Assembly elections 2014 to guide the process of electioneering. Civic and voter education. The mission noted that civic and voter education were conducted through both the print and electronic media. The electorates were informed of their right to vote through the annual registration process that was conducted by Electoral Commission. The media was also critical in disseminating information on the electoral process, voter registration, and voters' roll. The mission noted with satisfaction that there exists a register that contains all the names of registered voters. Every polling station listed had the names of eligible voters displayed on the walls, notice boards. However, some of the electorates' names were not correctly spelled on the voters' roll. Gender representation and participation. COMESA noted that this election was contested by few female candidates, although observers noted a significant number of females who turned up to vote during the elections. COMESA also observed a high presence of female officials manning the polling stations. Election campaign. COMESA observed the last stages of the campaign period and noted that political parties conducted their party activities in a peaceful and respectful manner. In the areas listed by the mission, political parties conducted their activities in the same location with an admirable degree of restraint and tolerance. However, there was a high visibility of the two main political parties. Role of the media. The media adequately covered the electoral process, as it was noted that they relayed information on the hourly return to a polling station. Security. COMESA noted the presence of security personnel who ensured the safety of the voters, polling stations, and polling materials. It was noted that there was trust between and amongst the political parties, the Electoral Commission, and the police, who were entrusted with the critical role of safekeeping of the ballot materials before Election Day. On the 8th of December 2014, COMESA observed the transfer of polling materials to the 53 designated polling stations. This was conducted under the supervision of the presiding officer. Polling day observations. COMESA noted that most of the polling stations were situated in public schools. This was strategic as it was allowing easy access to polling stations by the voters. Opening of polling stations. COMESA observers noted with satisfaction that generally polling stations visited adhered to the opening procedures. Voting materials were well secured and made available in good time at all the polling stations visited. COMESA also observed that people were patient, calm, and generally orderly in their conduct. Observation of polling operations. COMESA observed that voter turnout was low in the early hours of the day. However, by late afternoon, most polling stations visited had reached 50% voter turnout. COMESA also noted that the government declared a public holiday on voting day in order to afford an opportunity to all voters to turn out. COMESA observed that multiple rules had been established in polling stations to hasten the process of voting, thus reducing long and laborious queues. Names of voters and party agents were also displayed outside every polling station visited. Assisted voters. COMESA noted that the Electoral Commission had provided for convenient and comfortable voting space for people with disabilities. The elderly were also given assistance during the voting process. This ensured that they exercised their suffrage in a conducive and friendly environment. Observation of the closing of the voting process and counting of ballot papers. COMESA Commission observed that in polling stations visited, closing procedures were in compliance with the law and the normative framework. Conclusions and overall assessment. Based on the above, the mission observes that the exercise was well organized, smooth, transparent, credible, and generally peaceful within the context of the legal framework of the Republic of Mauritius, and the mission commends the Electoral Commission for their professionalism. It further commends the security personnel for their competence in providing a secure environment during the electoral process. COMESA calls upon the people of the Republic of Mauritius to exercise tolerance, patience, and to remain calm and continue being peaceful. COMESA urges that should disputes arise, such be addressed through the appropriate legal channels. Recommendations. COMESA Electoral Observer Mission recommends the following. 1. civic and voter education should be a continuous process that should cover the whole electoral cycle. 2, women and youths should be encouraged to contest for political seats. This effort should be made at the political party level. That funding should cover all political parties. And 4, the Electoral Commission would consider counting votes at the polling station immediately after the polls are conducted. Acknowledgements. The COMESA Election Observer Mission extends its heartfelt gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Mauritius for the invitation to observe their National Assembly elections. COMESA is honored and privileged to have participated in the enhancement of democratic ideals and principles in Mauritius. We wish the government and people of Mauritius success, continued peace, security, and prosperity. God bless Mauritius and bless you all.